adventure with the ancient city and Calavera, its would-be king, began with my attempt to stop ZORRO.
The Destiny of Zorro for Nintendo Wii, where Zorro protects innocent civilians from injustice and villains out for no good. Zorro, great name. Zorro is old school. Zorro is older than James Bond and Lord of the Rings. By quite a few years. In fact, Zorro came out the year after World War I ended. The original story is not this game. Just to put this in perspective, Zorro predates the Atari 2600 by about 58 years. So Zorro makes an interesting choice for a lead video game character. I vaguely remember the old school Zorro television show and the comic books. And even back in the 80s when I was watching kids television, Zorro was really old school, but it was always fun. Swashbuckling never gets old. And swashbuckling is, basically the act of sword fighting without actually stabbing anybody.
Are we fighting, or am I giving you a lesson?
So it's like the A-Team, where people shoot guns the entire episode and no one ever gets hit. Or G.I. Joe, when the airplanes explode, but they always safely parachute out. In Zorro, you hack and slash enemies with a sword until they eventually give up and blink and go away. It's a kid's game made for a younger audience. This is not one that will appeal to you if you're out looking for an action-packed, violent video game. This game is squarely aimed at parents looking to buy an E-rated action game for their kids. Because Zorro doesn't disembowel anybody, he just drops cheesy one-liners and saves the day. With goodness.
You may have defeated me, Zorro. But just wait. Calavera will make short work of you.
The next day was the Dia de los Muertos festival. I was enjoying the company of the fair Inez. I whip you into shape.
It's one of those games where you hack and slash people using the Wii controller to mimic hacking, slashing, and thrusting. Like you were using a sword, you move Zorro around the screen using the thumbstick on the nunchuck. So it has fairly predictable controls. I personally found the game to be exceptionally repetitive at times. Zorro must defeat enemies and hit things with his whip to clear levels. I felt like I went through the same level 2 or 3 times frequently. When you build up Zorro's resolve, which I always just associate with carpet cleaner, he has special moves he can pull off where you use the Wii remote to simulate making a Z with his sword. Z for Zorro, or Zaxxon. There's other moves that he gets throughout the game so you can stun enemies and then hit them until they blink and go away.
Are you tired? Do you need to rest?
That is the Destiny of Zorro. The game has an E10+ rating, which I think is ridiculous. It should just have an E rating. Totally made for kids. It's nice to see a throwback to the old school Zorro character and swashbuckling.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to step on your other left foot. Show some restraint.
It's a shame the game doesn't have the budget of, say, The Conduit, but, what are you gonna do? For a kid's game, Zorro delivers the swashbuckling, wholesome goodness. Perhaps, after playing Zorro, your kids will be inspired to run around the house and chase each other with Nerf Fun Noodles or lightsabers, pretending they're Zorro. Although a lightsaber would do far more damage than a sword. At least it should.
Which is more dazzling, my swordplay or my smile?